Hi, and welcome to Paper Route Scrapbooking. I'm Nadine, and today I'm participating in 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life Series 16. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy to have you here. Today we are working with this beautiful sketch from Brandy Jo, Scrappy Boy Mama Online. Go look her up. I will have her information linked in the description box below. Just hit that show more button down below and you should be able to find her information, as well as the links to the Facebook group where you can find all of these sketches. If you click on media and albums, you should be able to find all 16 albums of 30 sketches, which is a total of 480 sketches, which is super exciting. So if you're a sketch lover, go find those Facebook group. It's super exciting. I'll also have the link to the collaborative YouTube playlist over on Christy's Beautiful Life YouTube channel. If you are coming here from Christy's channel, welcome. I'm so excited that you're here. I hope that you'll love what you see and hit that subscribe button. Now, I'm going to ask a little favor. I don't usually ask these things, but I have been wanting to grow my Facebook page so that I can create live on my Facebook page, because I like to live stream for my store, but now it's not letting me hit that combine button where I can live stream from the store as well as my own personal, not personal, but my Paper Route Scrapbooking page, because I don't have enough followers. So if you don't mind popping over there, the link is in that description box on my YouTube page or on my YouTube channel. So if you don't mind going over there and just hitting like or follow, it doesn't cost you anything, but it might just help me to be able to scrapbook live. I love doing that because I get to interact with people while I'm creating, and I find it super rewarding. So if also, yeah, pop on over to Facebook, because I do create there live once a week on Tuesday nights at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So it's a lot of fun. I am promoting things from our store, but anybody can watch and anybody can just like see what I'm doing. And we talk about all kinds of crazy stuff, like, I don't know, what we like to order from Starbucks. And I don't know, it's just good fun. Anyhow, back to the topic at hand. Today we are creating with this wonderful sketch from Scrappy Boy Mama, Brandy Jo, and it is again a double page sketch. If you are a tried and true double page scrapbooker, Series 16 is built for you, because it is, Christy went and asked all of her content creators to do double page sketches. So this particular series is geared towards that. Of course, a sketch is just a jumping off point. If you don't like doing double page sketches, just take half. Do one page like this and one page like that, right? It's just, there's absolutely no wrong way to do this. So anyhow, this is where I'm at. I am still working through those photos from that box that I printed before I bought my own photo printer and could print whatever size I wanted. So there's a lot of 4x6 photos in there that I was able to crop down a little bit, but they were printed at that 4x6 size and not at whatever size I wanted. And I kind of printed all the things, you know, like that. So I had a lot of things that wanted to be double page layouts, right? So anyhow, what I took from this particular sketch was this strip across the bottom. Now it looks like she maybe tore something. I just did a strip across the bottom, and I used this very dapper hat paper from a paper pad. So the kit that I used for this one was, I think, like a homemade kit that I'd made a really long time ago. It was super random. So the strip across the bottom is made with this dapper hat paper, because I felt like it went with the theme. We were visiting the Winchester Mystery House in San Jose. If anybody's ever been, is quite the interesting place to visit. And then I had this other piece of paper that really inspired the way that I ended up doing this layout. So she has one photo on the left-hand side with a paper clip, and it's kind of made to look like a bulletin board almost. I did mine a little bit differently. I was inspired with this piece of paper right here. Now this paper went a really long way on this layout. So on one side it was these circles, so I kind of fussy cut around this big like clump of circles that was here and used it to like go behind my one photo on this page. And then on the back side was these stripes. So I took an inch worth of those stripes, cut it in half, and I made that stripe strip go all the way across the top of my page. The branding strip was this orange polka dot. So I cut the 1/2 inch branding strip and then cut that in half lengthwise, and it went across both and kind of covered that seam of the hat on top of my the seam between the hat paper and my background, which is this craft cardstock. Is this? Yeah, it's like a patterned cardstock, but I've just been using the back of these because I kind of ran out of craft cardstock and just started pulling from. There was a time where I bought a bunch of like paper pads that were craft cardstock, but they were patterned, and then I think I used them for a while and then lost interest in them, so now I'm just using the back sides of them as craft cardstock. So there's a tip on using your stash. Okay, and then on this side, I took it quite literally. She had 6 photos cut into like a Polaroid frame. So I cut instead of using them as a like quote unquote frame, I cut my photo mats with that little extra bit at the bottom so it looks Polaroid style. Does that make sense? And then from this same paper, I cut out some circles that were on the sides of those papers so that I could take this look over here, and then I just added them to a couple of those photo frames. Okay, and then in an effort to use up some of my alphas that were kind of running low on things, I pieced together a long title on this side. So doors. These are Q's, and you can kind of tell because I'm pointing it out to you, but you wouldn't if I didn't say anything. But where I cut the tail off the Q up here on doors, on the 2 O's, this is actually a 3, this E right here, to confuse. This is also not an actual E. This is cut from another letter. I can't remember which one. The ghosts. This was not a T, this was an I, cut to look like a T. These are 2 different fonts. This was not an actual S, it was cut from an 8. So that kind of thing. So I was just kind of using up some scrappy bits of alphas also. So this is a really scrappy, pieced together kit, which is great. I love using things up like that. I have typed my journaling out on a scrap piece of cardstock. The gray cardstock that I used to map my photos is just going to go into my cardstock scraps. This is also going to go into my scrap paper. And then I had 1 sheet left from this pieced together kit, and I know exactly where this is going to go. It's going to go with a robot kit that I have put together. I think it'll go nicely with that. So that's where I'm going to put that away, and then there's nothing left of that homemade kit that I had. Okay, so I'm just going to set that to the side, and I'm going to set my sketch up above because I think we kind of talked about how I used that sketch already, and we're going to cut this down, and then I think I'm going to look for a scrap of black to mount it on since I did my titling in black, and I'm going to put my journaling on this side. So I'll read to you after I get this cut down. I'll read to you what my journaling says, and I'm just going to let you know that I did fall behind on my 30 days of sketches layouts. I was doing so good at, you know, getting a layout a day out there kind of a thing, and then I got really sick. Fell behind, not just on 30 days of sketches, but on some stuff at home, and then went and taught a class at the store and realized I was a bit behind on some things that I had agreed to do there as well. And so anyways, I feel like I'm a bit caught up on a few of my life decisions and things, appointments and other things too. Although I have a lot of those I need to make again too. I feel like I just get caught up on things and then I'm realizing I'm not as caught up as I thought I was. So there's that. But I'm just gonna hammer out. I have a couple of days off, and I'm just gonna hammer out as many of these sketches as I can. in the meantime. I'll get done what I can get done, right? There we go. So I think, I think I can just run it kind of across that. This might even, this is like very flimsy. I don't know what that's from, but that'll do the trick. I wouldn't use it for much else. How big is this? This is like a little over an inch. So I'll make this like 1.25 inches. A little more than 1.25 inches. So what's everybody else been up to? Is everybody hunkering down for the cold weather to come? Or are you still trying to get out there and enjoy what's left of the sunny sunshine? You know, we've been trying to hang in there. We've been pretty lucky so far with the weather. It's hit and miss around here in Western Canada, in the prairies around this time of year. Sometimes we're up to our knees in snow, and sometimes we're just crunching around on some fallen leaves. And this year we are lucky to be still crunching around on some fallen leaves, so it's been good. Okay, so the journaling says, legend has it that Sarah Winchester built her house in a strange maze-like manner to keep spirits from harming her. There are several doors and windows that open to nothing and nowhere. There are unusually shallow stairs and staircases that end in a ceiling, interior barred windows and trap doors in the floor. Although the tour guides explained that there are also other theories on these strange construction choices that have more to do with her declining health, like the shallow stairs, and earthquakes, like the blocked off doors and windows. So people like to sensationalize things, but you just never know. She was quite a reclusive person, so nobody really knows what her the methods to her madness were. I think some of that legend stuff came from her spiritual practices. She liked to hold seances and such. So anyway, interesting. People are interesting. That's my husband pointing to one of the doors to nowhere. The door up there that just opens and there's nothing there. But I grew up in quite a different neighborhood from what I live in now, and let's just say that a lot of people didn't finish the they would get ideas about like fixing things, and then money would run out, and then they had a lot of doors to nowhere. Okay. So this is a normal thing where I came from, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Who knows what her method or her intentions were, right? We weren't there. Okay, so we have that. I forgot to set my date stamp. Oh my gosh. See, that's what happens when I take breaks from these things. I forget. Okay, that's okay. I will look it up afterwards. Okay, so I went and pulled this little wood veneer piece because I remembered I had a door. I didn't realize it was this big, but I think I'm going to put it on here anyways because it's very cool. And I'm going to put that there. I pulled some enamel dots, but we'll do that last. I pulled all these little like word strips from a Tim Holtz book. I don't have, because this was a collection that was very generic, and it was like a, not really a collection actually, it was like a random homemade, like I'm putting all these papers together because they match kind of a thing. So what else do I have here? So I pulled some little mini brads, and I'll show you why in a second, and I'm just going to dump out what I have kind of collected here because it's very random. So I pulled a bunch of little houses because it was the Winchester mystery house. So when I went to pull this big door, I had these houses too. So I pulled a bunch of them. I noticed that a lot of them had hearts on them, and I didn't feel like this was one of those. layouts that was like, oh, I love my house. No, it was definitely not that vibe. So I took those ones with the hearts out. I pulled a bunch of these. Do you guys remember these? These are old, from like maybe early 2000s. Giant brads. I think I'm going to try to incorporate these somehow into my circle-y bits. And this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking a house with one of those sticker pieces. And then, so I'm not really sure how to put the houses, but I'm thinking like 3 on the left and then on the bottom maybe 3 on the right, kind of a thing. And then I'll stagger them somehow so that's not the same house beside each other all the way. And then maybe each house gets like a tag somehow. So I have 3 tags that are like this brassy orange color or copper maybe, and then 3 that are like a brushed gold color. So we'll mix those up too. And then I also picked these large circle-y brads that I thought could also go in with my circles and just add like a different texture in there. So I thought I would add some extra circles with my metals and then some tags and houses. So, and then that's what I pulled these for, is to go in the holes of these little tags. And then these little word strips are going to go in those little parts of like the Polaroid of the frame. Okay, so let me get all of that tacked down, and then I'm gonna pause the camera, tack all of that down, and then I'm gonna come back and we'll put on those enamel dots together. Okay, hang on, I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm popping back in before I put everything back on because I had an idea. When I went to stamp my date, I decided to put it on this little door piece because I thought it would go nicely right there, and it did. And this little spot was blank, and I thought about looking for a sticker, but then I remembered I had just gotten this stamp set from Vicky Boutin, and it is from the Bold and Bright collection, Full Circle Stamps it's called, and it had this little open stamp, and I thought that would be a cute thing to put on a door. So I pulled that out, and then I noticed these 2 circles, and I thought they might be cute with my other circles, so I thought I would turn the camera back on and just stamp a few with you guys on here, so that because I didn't talk about that when I was saying that I was going to add some things to my layout, and I thought, well, that's kind of a fun ad, right? So I'm going to add, I think, 3 of these ones with the little, they look like they've been splattered on, and kind of like a scribble circle. And then I have, where is my, there it is. So I'm just gonna wipe it. If you guys do any stamping at all and you don't have one of these Lawn Fawn stamp chamois, 10 out of 10 recommend. It's like the best. I don't do a ton of stamping, but this is definitely my favorite stamping tool ever, is this Lawn Fawn stamp chamois. It like cleans your stamp so easy and fast, and it's just literally just an add water kind of thing. So anyway, okay, so then I'm gonna do one of the littler circles. That didn't come out very nicely, did it? It's because I have that there. Oops. Oh well. It's okay. They're meant to look messy, right? One of these in each one. And then I think I'm going to add just an extra one over here. And maybe one more of just these small ones, like right up here. Okay. Oh, again. What? Good thing they're supposed to be messy. Okay. I'm a terrible stamper, which is why I probably don't do it very often. I'm very messy about it. All right. So see, you just wipe it and it's clean. It's so cool. Okay. So that's it. Now I'm going to go put all of those things that we talked about before on, and I will be right back. Okay. So I got a bunch of those metals, circles kind of tacked down into my little circly cluster over on this side, and I'm pretty happy with the way that turned out. And I feel like that page is done and has plenty going on. And then on this side, I did my little houses and tags with the little Brad in the top and the word strip coming out. And then I glued these ones down and then realized that I put them way too high up. I don't know what I was doing, but I had glued them with like white glue, so I couldn't pull them back up. And so I just did a little bit of doodling. I was gonna stamp some stitched lines, but then because of the different heights of the wood veneer and the brads, I couldn't get the stamp in there, and so I just did some doodling, and then I doodled some stitched lines across the bottom of each one to add a little bit of continuity there. And I really love the way that that turned out. So how's that for a totally mismatched, no collection kind of layout? I'm kind of loving it right now. So that was fun. And I'll just bring the sketch back to remind you of how that was. So we did our strip across the bottom of both pages, just like in the sketch, and then our single photo on the left-hand side, and then I kind of went rogue with the rest of it. This one had like 2 corner pieces. That's just me playing with a stamp. I was thinking about adding down here. There were 2 kind of corner pieces, but I went with the stripe strip across the top. And then we have our 6 kind of Polaroid photos across on the right page, which we went ahead and did. And there we go. So that's how I used the sketch from Scrappy Boy Mama Brandy Jo. So go check her out. And then I have my Your Next Stamp self-adhesive enamel dots. These ones are all brown color, which I don't feel like I use very often. So I was kind of excited to pull these ones out. And we are going to go ahead and just add a few little clusters of brown enamel dots, 1 in each color and size, in a few spots around the layout, and then we'll wrap it up here. So thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me again. I am just going to keep hammering out these layouts until I get through them all. I don't know when that'll be. It probably won't be in the month of October, but words are hard. Did you hear me? I just had like 3 B's in October, so who knows where that came from. What a weirdo. And then we'll see how that goes, and hopefully it'll be close to the end of October, because I do have something else planned for the month of November that I'm going to be playing along with a series with my friend Ginger over on Ginger's Corner called All About That Bass, and it's going to be so much fun. So I'm looking forward to that too. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me again. I hope you guys are having a great day, and I hope to see you again very soon. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below, and I'll get back to you just as soon as I can. Have a great day, everyone. Bye for now.